St. Francis was born in 1281. And of course, in the Catholic Church, baptism of the child should be performed soon after the birth. Francis' father was not there. He was on a trip, and therefore the mother took him to the church of San Nicolo, and there the child was christened. And Pica had a great love for John the Baptist, so she had him named Giovanni Battista. But when the father returned, he was very, very much perturbed. So much so that he sometimes is nicknamed Francois, which means Francesco in Italian, and as we know it, Francis at this time. In this illustration, you see Pica with her son, of course, that's Francis. She had almost the total responsibility of nurturing him, of raising him, of getting him to know his prayers. In fact, he learned his prayers probably first in French before he learned them in Italian. But his mother was a very devoted Catholic and a very wonderful mother. Next, please. As a young man, he played with many of the noble children in the community. His father, of course, was not of nobility. He was a very rich merchant, and he was able to afford clothes somewhat as the nobility wore. And as usual, he would be playing pranks in the community to the older people. But he was really a boy of fun. And many times he was leader of the groups. Next, please. One interesting experience may be you might say the sign that Francis was to be. He was a good boy and a good man and a good worker. But one of the things that his father was displeased with poor people, he seemed to have an extra pride. So one day a beggar came knocking at the door seeking help. And the father says, Francesco, close the door. Chiuda la porta. He immediately closed the door on the face of the beggar. But soon afterwards, his mind bothered him, or his conscience bothered him. He dropped the ball of cloth and ran after him and gave him the money that he had in his purse and said, God bless you. As I indicated, Francis' father wanted to become part of the nobility. And one of the ways that this happened is that a person become a knight after serving in a heroic fashion in a war. And just about the time that Francis was 20 years of age, a war was fought between Perugia and Assisi. And of course, Francis was among the first to volunteer. And of course, his father dressed him with the best of armor, the best of clothes, the best of horse.